Whatever we think or do must be done, planned, and looked at by people who are part of and not apart from the universe. Second, the universe, which is one, exists as highly differentiated forms. For example, the one Earth is a highly differentiated complex of life systems. As soon as its diversity diminishes, the security for its life form is also weakened. Nothing exists in isolation. The honeybee and the flower and the tree and the soil are all interconnected. Third is the fact of absolute interdependence. No living being nourishes itself. Animal forms depend on plant forms that alone can transform the energy of the sun and the minerals of the earth into living substance needed for life nourishment by animals and humans alike. Therefore, the organic economy recognizes that the well-being of soil and plants must be a primary concern for humans. Finally, the organic economy must establish a basic source of food and energy in the sun, which supplies the energy for the transformation of inanimate matter into living substance capable of nourishing the larger biosystems of Earth. It must shun monoculture in agriculture and excessive uniformity in industry because it is closer to nature to produce diversity. Given all this information from science and the perspective of a living faith, can there be any doubt as to the main thrust Catholic education should be undertaking today in the problem of sustainability? It will have to be nothing less than the teaching and learning of the Great Word Challenge. This is a specific character of education for sustainability in our time. The mother prophets like Thomas Berry, Brian Swin, Père Teilhard de Chardin are some of the many who have articulated the meaning of the great word in our era, not to mention the works of Vatican II, especially Gaudium et Spes. The great word before humans today is the task of moving modern industrial civilization from its present devastating actions on Earth to a new era where humans will be present to the planet in a mutually beneficial manner. In its historical epoch, people are given a great work to do. In one age, the settling of new lands. In another, the building of great cathedrals. In still another, the creation of artistic, philosophical, religious, or scientific works, or the shaping of political structures and ideas. The great works of prior periods are seen in such things as the movement of the first people out of Africa in the Paleolithic period, the creation of language, rituals, and social structures in hunter-gatherer communities, the establishment of agricultural communities in the Neolithic period, the development of the great classical civilization, and in the modern period, advances in technology, urban civilization, new ideals of government and human rights, the modern business, enterprise, and globalism. Our great word is a role given to us beyond any consultation with ourselves. We were thrown into existence with a challenge and a role that is beyond any personal choice. But the nobility of our lives depends upon the manner in which we come to understand and fulfill our assigned role. It is not a role that we have chosen, for we did not choose the moment of our birth on a particular culture, or the historical moment when we will be born together with the cultural, political, and economic conditions that will be the context of our lives. And we already saw a planetary crisis is presently affecting all existence on Earth. The crisis developed due to the fact that instead of increasingly becoming co-creators in the ongoing multi-billion billion-year story of creation, humans became more and more like exterminators. Great work, then, arises from the great story, the new universe story of which we are a part. A true story that in fact had a beginning, is continuing right now, and is challenging us humans to see a role in the whole magnificent process. Science has started a massive revolution in human consciousness, that what we are started 13 billion years ago. We are the universe in human form. We are part of the universe's wild and dazzling dream. Every cell in our body is packed with hydrogen, made when the universe was born. Our bones are hardened with calcium, made by stars long ago, before even birth was our back. Our backbone was fashioned by fish. The deepest part of our brain was built by reptiles. The love we feel for one another deepened into the very first mammals. Our awful filled wonder began on starry nights around campfires long, long ago, in a long evolutionary journey that has brought us where we are today. Well, what John Paul II say in his encyclical Humani Generis 1950, my predecessor, Pius XII, has already affirmed that there is no conflict between evolution and the doctrine of faith regarding man and his vocation. Today, more than a half-century after the appearance of that encyclical, some new findings lead us toward the recognition of evolution as more than a hypothesis. Evolution is a manifestation of God's creative power. If the creature reacts to the environment and evolves into a higher being, it dies to its present self in order to attain a higher self. Very truly, I tell you, unless a grain of wheat falls into the earth and dies, it remains just a single grain. But if it dies, it bears much fruit. John 12:24-25. And yet, even in natural selection, says Benedict XVI, we are not some casual and meaningless product. Each of us is the result of a thought of God. In fact, the Creator God is the dynamic power which enables evolutionary change to occur. The pressure of the divine acts upon creation from within. One great aspect of the universe is its obviously ever-renewing sequence of seasonal cycles. What is not easily obvious, but should be, is its developmental sequence of irreversible transformation, which fortunately we are beginning to see now. The human represents creation most of all, because the human is the cosmos come into consciousness. Karl Rahner, one of the greatest theologians of the 20th century, once said that God has made matter in such a way that it becomes self-aware and capable of entering into a free and personal relationship with the divine. As a result of 13.7 billion years of cosmogenesis, the cosmos has become conscious of itself, able to understand something of its past and its possible future. For now, it may only be a few of us human beings, a tiny fragment of the universe, where this cosmic self-awareness is being realized. But perhaps, too, it has been realized elsewhere, in the evolution of conscious living creatures on the planets of other stars. Some scientists belonging to my congregation, the Society of the Divine Word, used to speculate that this is the opinion of the greatest ethnologist, anthropologist of the church, Father William Smith, SBD, the founder of the Anthropos, and his student, Reverend Father Craig Coward, SBD. We do not know for sure, but on this our planet, only human beings have evolved into conscious living creatures, not the animals, nor other creatures on earth.